In this problem for number 4, you're asking how many times can the divisor of 12 go into our dividend of 924? So I'm going to go one place value at a time. So I'm first going to say how many times can the 12 go into that 900s? But 12 really can't go into 9. So I'm not going to really look at it as just the 9. Instead, I'm going to say how many times can 12 go into that 92? And I'm going to say, well, 12 times what would get me close to 92? And I know that that's going to be 7. So then I'm going to multiply 12 times 7, which is 84. And if you think about it, what you're really saying is since the 7 is in the tens place, you're really thinking about it as 12 times 70, which is giving you the 840 to take out your first group. But you're just not writing the 0 in this time because you're condensing your steps by saying that that 7 in the tens place lets us know it's a 70. So now I'm going to subtract down. So I'm left with 8 in my tens place. Now I'm going to bring down my 4 in my ones place and ask myself, how many times can the divisor of 12 go into 84? And I'm going to say 7 times, and that's now going to go in my ones place. So 12 times 7 would give me 84. For my final answer of 77. Now, if you think about it, it's just like when we did partial quotients, because we would have done all the same things, we just would have written it out more. So for the 924, that first step, we would have just written the 70, because we would have said 12 times 70 would have given us 840. And subtracted to get 84, and then we would have written down our 7. So what the algorithm does is because our 7 is in our tens place here, we don't have to write that 0, so we're condensing our steps so that we don't have to add at the end. The next problem is how many times can our divisor of 3 go into the dividend of 1,107? So I'm thinking about it the same way. So I'm saying how many times can 3 go into that 1, which it really can't. So how many times can 3 go into that 11? And really, that's 1,100. So I'm going to say I know 3 times 3, or 300s, would give me 900. So I'm going to put a 9 there. But again, I don't have to write down the 900 because I know that that 9 is in the 100 spot. Then I can subtract. So I'm simplifying by only doing one place value at a time, but I know that that 9 represents 900s because it's in the hundreds place. Now I'm going to bring down my next digit, which is a 0 in the tens place, and say how many times can 3 fit into 20? Or how do I break 20 into 3 equal groups? And I'm going to say 3 times 6 would give me 18, so I could break 20 into 3 groups of 6. And 3 times 6 is 18. Which would leave me with 2 left over. So I still have my ones place that I need to divide by, so I'm going to bring that down. So now I have 27 left over. So now I'm dividing 27 by the 3. So I need to split 27 into 3 groups. And I'm doing that by thinking 3 times what would get me to 27. And so I know that 3 times 9 would get me to 27. So then I can subtract. And I get my answer of 369. Again, it's the same thing you did before because that 3 here is in the hundreds place. So when you did the 3 times 3, you were really doing the 9. you're getting that 900 that you see right there. We just didn't have to write it out because the 9 is in the hundreds place. When you did the 3 times the 60, you were getting 180 because the 6 was in the tens place. But again, we didn't write it out because we knew that it was in the hundreds place because of the digits being lined up. And then when you did the 3 times 9, we got 27 because we knew that it was in the ones place.